Welcome to Season 10 leveling builds. We got one for every single class with a fully fleshed out leveling path. The goal is to give you something that carries you easily to Torment 1, Torment 2, that you can start killing the first layer bosses and pick up the key piece uniques to then ascend to the actual real endgame build you want to do. Rotten Lightbringer, Ophidian Iris, Oaken's Catalyst, whatever. Let's begin with a good old reliable Necromancer and his minions, which are still one of the best things for leveling. You get your skeletons doing tons of damage, your golem nuking everything, and on top you're putting the sever, which deals more damage the more minions you have. Fits perfectly. This is, by the way, how it's going to look in the planner for you, and the goal here is to get as many ranks in Sever as early as possible, together with a Corpse Explosion and the triple points in Grim Harvest. You can easily restore your essence and nuke out some bonus damage. Then we're juicing up our Skeleton Warriors, Mages, and also the Golem, and we get ourselves Soul Rift over Army of the Dead, because Soul Rift can restore our essence quickly, that we can nuke more abilities. Aspect-wise, you don't need a single thing. You could just walk into Torment 2. Reanimation will make your minions vastly stronger. Frenzied Death will have them attack faster, and that works then with the first Paragon points. So good. Aspect of the Damned, another 55% bonus damage. Reaping Lotus, 480% bonus damage on your Sever. Yeah, you want that. The best part about Necromancer will be your first Paragon points, because with roughly 30 points put in, you already get the Cult Leader node, and that is instantly another 200% bonus damage. If you then have the attack speed, but with Feeding Frenzy, with a minion key passive, and 1 or 2 attack speed nodes, boom. You're instantly able to just go Torment 2, pick up your points for Hulking Monstrosity, and you farm for that one unique you need. The planner for Necro already has follow-up endgame builds. No worries, every build will get them down the line. I listed optimal chaotic perks for every single build, but we don't know exactly when each one will unlock, at which point of the story, how far you have to be in. So pretty much take here whatever you have, because something is better than nothing, but as soon as you get then the respective ones that are used for the builds, put them in. Next up, the strongest class this season, Druid. With either Pulverize, we also got Ravens, and maybe a Boulder. All of them are going to be absolutely dominating. For leveling, we choose the good old Pulverize, and the main reason for that is because you can stack the Urzen Horror aspect together with Umbral and Quicksand to pretty much have infinite resource. If you then also have Boiling Blood to create those overpower explosion blood boils over the map, you're just zooming. Good thing about these aspects is Quicksand, available in Ferald's Den, Skoskland. Umbral, you get from the Champion's Demise. And then the aspect of Urzen Horror, Belfry Zakara. You could pretty much spawn in, do your seasonal first quest, then knock out the 3 dungeons, and we never have a spirit issue again as we're zooming through the levels. Important for the Druid is to not forget taking the Provocation node for that bonus overpower every 10 seconds, together with as many ranks as possible into Pulverize, and spam your Bloodhull whenever available for that 20 bonus spirit, and the Bloodhull itself gets cooldown reduction as you then kill things. With your first Paragon points, you want to grab Ancestral Guidance, because it says after spending 75 spirit, you deal 40% increased damage for 5 seconds, and that's super easy. We're gonna get instantly a big damage boost, on top of the Earthen Devastation for another 60%. What about the Sorceress? Endgame is going to be 2 different Ball of Lightning builds and or Hydra. And since we're planning to do Ball of Lightning stuff, I heavily recommend going for Chain Lightning leveling. It's simple, it's efficient, it bounces between the targets, it goes pop, 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 and you can play that from normal, hard, penitent, whatever difficulty you feel like, together with friends to boost it even more. The most important aspect for leveling will be the recharging one. Each time Chain Lightning bounces, gain 2.525 mana. This gets followed up by Unbroken Tether, giving Chain Lightning a 45% chance to chain another 5 times, for then even more mana restoration. On top of the Chain Lightning, we're going to have the Fireball Explosions as our enchantment, teleporting around, and we put on Hydras because they're for free and they're bonus damage, especially against single targets, together then with the Familiars, giving us quite some summons. For the bonus summoning damage, the mana regeneration, the movement speed. If you also play the Sur C rune that you use 5 skills to summon wolves, that one is going to be more or less always up. Paragon-wise, as soon as you're 60 for Torment 1 and 2 is the Ceaseless Conduit. While you have Crackling Energy charges, you deal 10% increased damage. This amount increases by a percentage up to 60%. Very nice boost. And followed up by the Fundamental Release, where every time you apply Vulnerable, Burning, or Critical Strike an enemy, they take also more damage. Those are the 2 biggest boosts you can get. Very easy, very early, very fast. Rogue is an absolute no-brainer for leveling. That's going to be Dance of Nice, and it aids you very easy into Torment 1 too. For after the leveling portion, it gets a bit more tricky because they keep dunking on the death trap. They want to ruin it. Reign of Air is not really working that well. And I'm not sure if the rapid fire barrage is with a new unique something decent. However, the journey to Torment 1-2 will be the smoothest and easiest ever. Go with your Dance of Knives, Shadow Imbue it, bop, 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 bop. Everything will just pinata pop. If you manage to pick up the aspect of Star Shards, you get even more popping. But I'll be fair with you, last time I leveled the Rogue, I didn't look at a single aspect, didn't even put the Star Shards on despite having it, and we just flew through the levels. Your first Paragon points are going to be for the Danse Macabre, which gives us a big damage boost if we use a Mobility or Subterfuge skill. We always use one of those. And then also the Deadly Ambush, where we do increase critical strike damage to enemies affected by your trap skills, which has us after 60 kick out the Dark Shroud because of the Umbrus aspect and put on a Poison Trap. Spiritborn, I love the Thorns playstyle, with a Rock Splitter and then going for the Crushing Hands, Permanent Barrier, Shamambo Bambo. But they actually buffed the Eagle Spirit Hall, so Quill Volley is in the forefront now. And it's quite amazing to play because it's all going to be about movement speed, Quill Volleying, Thunder Piking, soaring into your opponents, and then you keep on zooming. And nowadays, if you use any kind of Eagle skill, you're going to do more feathers forward, more Quill Volleying forward, more damage. It's going to feel fast and fun. Important here, your main Spirit Hall will be the Eagle, and the Jaguar is your second, so you get more ferocity, and you can attack faster. Aspect-wise, rebounding would be nice. Quill Volley's feathers explode at their apex and return where they were cast, dealing 70% of their normal damage both times. Together then with Unyielding Hit, stacking some armor to give you way more damage. Quite nice to have these two. Everything else is bonus. Paragon-wise, your first node would be Sapping to restore vigor, so we can spam more. And the second one is Drive. After moving 10 meters, you deal increased damage for 10 seconds. This can stack up to 10 times. And we're continuously always going to be moving. You don't want to stand still. You're either dashing forward, throwing your feathers to then dash forward to throw more feathers, and then soar, and then, yeah, you get the drift. Lastly, we have the Barbarian with 2-3 interesting endgame builds. For leveling, we can also do a couple of stuff. You could just simply go for Lunging Strike with the Moni Tag Rune combo, so we're getting Earthquakes, consistent Earthquakes. There's an Upheaval one that takes some more setting up. Therefore, we settled actually on the Rend. And the reason for Rend is twofold. First, you got Furious Rend. Direct damage with Rend grants 5 Fury per enemy hit up to a maximum of 25 Fury. With Rend actually costing us 30 Fury. You more or less can cast that for free. This gets followed up with the Slacking aspect that you get from the Mallwood dungeon in the Fractured Peaks. Lucky hit, you have up to a 65% chance to gain 20 Fury when a core skill deals direct damage to at least one bleeding enemy. Your maximum Fury is increased by 5 to 25. Down the line, this should allow us to just spam out Rend without ever having to worry about a piece of Fury. While you can pretty much add any aspect you want because you have those 4 weapon aspects. Whatever you pick up, just put it on. And Paragon-wise, with the Blood Rage, we get more Berserking and way more damage while Berserking. And then with Carnage, we get even more attack speed while Berserking, plus bonus fire and physical damage. Each of these planners I've shown you here now are the hubs for all the builds. This has my Ball of Lightning builds in it for the sorceries. The Druid already has the Boulder, Stormcrow, and also the Pulverized Splasher available for you. Every single one is going to be flashed out with all the builds that we're live testing here on the channel. And no worries, as soon as I have my first character to 60, we're also dropping an updated leveling video, because we might have to spend way more time than we want in here in the Helltide, depending on how many fleeting compasses we might get for bonus Infernal hordes. But we gotta get the chaotic powers, we gotta upgrade the chaotic powers, and for this we'll need the chaos portals that happen in the Helltides. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what is it going to be for you? Are we playing Druid, Sorc, Necromancer, Spiritborn? I want to see in the comments below, and if you want to see the top builds we're aiming for, here's the video. Enjoy, and take care.